There's actually a lot of songs about partying tonight. Yeah.
We're all about partying.
We're like Andrew WK, who I'm pretty sure doesn't even drink. What he means by party is like eating pizza and like jelly beans and stuff.
Yeah, and burritos.
He does not mean a song like this one, Pocket Aces, which Mr. Brandon starts off. I spend all my time working to survive. But there is just one thing that makes me feel alive. Gotta get back to the house party, just a couple of cakes and a shot of BV. Party! Party! Game's gonna get you messed up. Got the dice and towel and a plastic cup. Party! Party! I drive home every night, blinded by headlights. I need my friends by my side, then I can feel alright. Time you won't forget, those things I can't regret, when you roll those double threes. It's a cold look on their faces when you pull those pocket aces, when you roll that 1 and 2, when you hit that last fuck you. Back to the house party, just a couple of cakes and a shot of BV. Party! Party! We got the games gonna get you messed up. Got the dice and towel and a plastic cup. Party! Party! Just a couple of cakes and a shot of BV. Party! Party! We got the games gonna get you messed up. Got the dice and towel and a plastic cup. Party! Party! Gotta get back to the house party. Just a couple of cakes and a shot of BV. Party! Party! We got the games gonna get you messed up. Got the dice and towel and a plastic cup. Party! Enough of these shenanigans. We got something serious to talk about again. Real thoughts on Star Wars The Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. We got to talk about this because Brandon actually just saw it on finally saw it on VOD.
I didn't get to watch it in theaters because my daughter was being born, so
that's right.
You got to have priorities, Brandon.
Yeah, and I did. I thought so. I've never missed a Star Wars except for all the ones I wasn't born for, and this
all
one.
of them. I haven't missed any of them besides all of them.
So let me set the table for this discussion. Okay. Because I think it's fairly safe to say this is a very polarizing film. There's a lot of people who don't like this movie. So we'll start from there. Brandon, what did you think about The Last Jedi?
I loved it.
You loved it? Okay.
Yeah. So but I hated the thing with Finn and Rose.
What's her name going to that stupid city and it was completely
Casino
pointless.
Thing. It would have been fine if it was like, oh, okay, we're here, and here's this guy, let's go, even though he's not the right one or whatever.
And we all thought it was going to be like Lando or somebody
But
cool.
It went on for 10 hours.
This was my issue. The whole movie was okay. It wasn't like life-changing. The stupid shit with the casino girls, yeah, that was dumb. I felt like if this was going to be Luke Skywalker's last showdown, he needed to do something a little more awesome than, I'm a hologram.
Project himself across the galaxy?
Fooled you.
What's not powerful about that?
I don't know, like rip a Star Destroyer out of orbit, blow all of the AT-ATs.
He did his job and fulfilled his purpose.
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying it
accepted to
was
the Force.
anticlimactic at best. And here's the other thing. Like, if he dissipated or evaporated into whatever you do when you're a Jedi Super Knight, where the hell did his metal arm go?
Went with him.
I've heard that argument.
Yeah.
Same thing with lightsabers.
But he should have done something a little cooler than hologram. That's all I'm saying.
Man.
That's all I'm saying.
What was your overall opinion of the movie, though?
It was okay. I liked it. I liked it. It was good.
Between 1 and 10, what would you say?
7.
What would you say between 1 and 10?
8.
Okay. I
Tracy
despise this fucking movie. Yes. Absolutely dog shit.
I knew it.
They had some good ideas. I actually really liked the fact that they subverted everybody's expectations. I liked that they didn't go any of the directions that you thought they did, but the directions they went instead were also stupid, in my opinion. The thing that really bugged me about the movie is there's that awesome scene where they're fighting like the honor guards right after they kill Snoke.
Oh, yeah,
Spoilers, everybody. And they
God
team up.
Brandon watched it.
Ray and Kylo team up, and like they're right at the very end after they kill all the guys. He gives her like that speech where he's like, "Good, evil, it's all the fucking same. Like let's join up. Let's make something happen." I was like, "Yes, let's see this movie. Let's see them go off in this direction." But instead, like, "No, I'm evil. You're good. Let's just keep going on with this weird thing. But I'm gonna go fight Luke Skywalker for some reason, even though I had like a seemingly emotional thing with this Rey girl. But no, I'm just evil anyway. I'm just gonna go shoot Luke Skywalker with an AT-AT and call it good." Like, they had such a great jumping off point because my brain started going a million miles a minute. Like, oh my God, what if they like consolidate like a part of the whatever First Order and the rebels? Okay, we're not going to fight anymore. We're calling a ceasefire. But then there's fucking rebels who are like, we're never giving up. And so the rebels actually turn into the bad guys because they're like these crazy militant freaks that are going around trying to like cause terror strikes when everybody's like, hey, let's chill out now.
That might have made you happy.
Not many people were made happy by this movie, though.
I don't know, man.
I was made 7 out of 10 happy.
Yeah.
How about Disney hires Tracy and we find out?
I'd be fine with that. Tracy has some good ideas. I mean, I'd watch that shit, and I'd probably still like it.
I'd still give it a 7.
To me, that sounds way more interesting.
I don't know. I think Kylo or Ben's attitude is totally typical Skywalker. He's super selfish.
But that's not necessarily a good thing either, because we had 3 episodes of the earlier Skywalker, and that was awful. So
that doesn't.
I just feel like he's got like My Chemical Romance's Welcome to the Black Parade playing in his helmet all the time.
Have you guys seen that SNL sketch with Kylo Ren? Where he's like on that was the
undercover
funniest,
boss one.
Yes.
funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I loved
good.
that so much.
That was hilarious.
That Kylo Ren guy is a major douche. Or he doesn't call him Kylo Ren because he was going by his like fake name. Yeah,
I don't know. I really liked it, but there were definitely some parts in there where I was just like, dude, really?
I hated the whole Meryl Streep plot line. That was stupid. I didn't. Just like everybody else, I'm dumbfounded on why she couldn't tell them what they were doing and where they were going.
Meryl Streep. What's her name?
It's Meryl. Oh, Laura Dern.
Yeah, Laura Dern. Okay,
Yeah,
now
not
if
Meryl
I was
Streep.
like, Jesus,
Meryl Streep would have
really
sucked
wasn't
too.
paying attention during
well,
this
they're
movie.
wanting Meryl Streep to be
maybe that's what I
Princess
had.
Leia in the next one.
They should just write Leia.
You mean
Oh, yeah.
space boots I can fly in the vacuum of space, Leah?
That was kind of
Dude,
dumb too.
That was awesome. She finally used the Force.
I don't know.
Shut up,
A lot of
Brandon.
people
You
pointed
were
out.
just bored. You don't
A lot of
know
people
no
pointed out
better.
it should have been Leia who took the ship and crashed it through the Star Destroyer thing at the end and called it good. Like,
That would have been good. That would have been okay with
I would
that.
have been okay with that.
Would have been way more meaningful than whatever they're going to do in this one. Hire Meryl Streep, apparently.
They better not.
Well, but now
she should just force Ghost. And
we're at
get
that
on.
fucking point where they're just like, oh, somebody's dead. Sweet. We got this computer. We'll just put the dead person's face on a new
They already
person's
said they're not
face.
going to do that, though, with Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, they say that.
Because
They
Tarkin
already
was the
did.
worst thing ever. And
I did not think Tarkin was that bad.
It was terrible. Terrible.
I thought it was okay.
Uncanny
I thought it
Valley
was
out the ass.
7 out of 10, okay.
I can't be in this band anymore.
Let's go online and find out what the other dorks like me think about Tarkin and his CG face.
I'm just saying. Fucking rip a Star
I'm
Destroyer
a huge
out of
Star
orbit.
Wars fan, though. Like, Star Wars...
See, I'm not.
The original Star Wars was the only movie I had when I was a kid. That's all I watched 5 times a
watch
day.
Kevin Costner movies.
This is a reference to another previous episode.
Yes, to the pilot, which I'm sure a lot of people haven't watched.
I don't know. I think it's got a ton of views.
That's true. People watched that first one and then gave up after that.
I say a ton, and there's like 170 or something.
More than most of our videos.
It's 1 million.
Jeremy James says, "What's up, dudes?"
Sup,
I know
Jeremy?
that guy. I know that guy.
And Roger Booth says, "The Last Jedi sucked." So
I don't know that guy.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I know
It's
Roger.
a Tracy fan club.
Yeah, that's a Tracy fan.
Yeah.
That's not a 3
A
man.
right fan.
Tracy's opinion has nothing to do with us.
I'll throw out a dissenting opinion right here. My favorite of the original trilogy is Return of the Jedi, and most people hate that movie.
I don't even. I couldn't
I
tell you
respect
what the
that,
3
though.
are.
That one is by far the least appreciated out of the original 3. Everyone says Empire #1, New Hope #2, Jedi 3rd. A lot of people don't even.
Which one was the Return of the Jedi?
The one with the Ewoks and shit.
Oh, that one was super cool. And the
I know.
speeder bike.
Well, me and you are the right age, though. Like, we
Yeah.
were little kids when that movie came out, so we didn't care that there was Ewoks, just like kids nowadays don't care about Jar Jar Binks. Like,
Because that guy was a golden relic of his time.
we've never had a character funnier than this in Star Wars. That's what he said. That's really what he said. Jar Jar's the key to this, because if we get Jar Jar working, we've never had a character funnier than this character.
That is spot on, George Lucas.
Well, I gotta make my jowls. Yeah, but I got a beard, so you can't really see it.
Your hair's got to be bigger too. It's not.
Jar Jar
nearly
is the
poofy
funniest character we've ever had before, guys.
I'm sure all of the bad feedback he got was like stifled by the millions of dollars he had to wade through to find the tissue box to dry his tears.
So terrible.
Those fucking reviewers. Oh, this is only 100.
Yeah,
Hold
but then
on.
again, people stole his own franchise from him because he was ruining it so bad.
Oh, they
and-
did.
Yeah. But then again, as we discussed, I don't even like some of the stuff they've done. So maybe I'd be happy if they went back to George. Who knows?
Let's play this other song that we have.
Another song about partying
We
hardy.
play
and-
songs?
Occasionally. Let's go!
We are an underground society consisting of humans, all varieties. We invade the space of anyone who questions our sobriety. Yeah! We pound the fist of the common man, appointed by the gods just to start a band. So punch the knuckles of the person next to you and say true, true.
Gonna party, nothing else to do. All the people in the true crew. We summit at 11, pass out at God knows when. Get up for work at 7, do it all over again. Gonna party, nothing else to do. All the people in the true crew. We slam it at 11, pass out at God knows when. Get up for work at 7, do it all over again.
Just roll the dice, almost time to go. Let's get downtown for the evening show. The popcorn's stale and the movie sucks, but then again it's hard to pay attention when you're totally fucked up. Let's hit the beach, we'll go camping now. You can't shotgun, well I'll show you how. You grab the can, I'll grab the knife, then you'll have the best day of your life.
Gonna party, nothing else to do. All the people in the true crew. We slam it at 11, pass out at God knows when. Get up and work at 7, do it all over again. Gonna party, nothing else to do. All the kids now and the true crew. We slam it at 11, pass out at God knows when. Get up and work at 7, do it all over again. Gonna party, nothing else to do. All the people in the true crew. Slam it at 11, pass out at God knows when. Get up and work at 7, do it all over again. Gonna party,
We're gonna party,
gonna party.
we're gonna party.
Slam it at 11, pass out at God knows when. Get up and work at 7, do it all over again.
The intro to that song is long enough that I almost forget I have to sing every time we play it. Like, I just check out for the first 3 measures of that song, and I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, I need to sing.
I can tell enough time has passed since the early 2000s because people used to always make comments like, that sounds like Wild Boys. That intro part.
Wow.
Yeah. Now nobody remembers Wild Boys.
Brandon wasn't even born when
Steve-O
all that
I wasn't
doesn't-
came
even
out.
born yet.
Steve-O
but now
doesn't
I've been born.
huff nitrous oxide anymore.
Or snort ketamine off of his microwave plate.
He just does Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. He's still crazy though. I think he's like on a mission to prove that he can still do all this stuff even though he's like stone cold sober now. He just recently broke his nose running into Mike Tyson's fist.
Wow.
Like he had Mike Tyson hold out his hand and he just like ran face first and like jumped
That's
into his
awesome.
fist.
Yeah.
That's awful.
What a
Good old
guy.
Steve-O.
What a guy.
So I got a movie related thing to bring up.
Okay.
Did you guys know that Michael J. Fox actually played guitar in Back to the Future?
You've told me that.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know.
He could actually play Johnny B. Good and their version of Power of Love that they play at the school
yeah.
when they're at the talent show. And Huey Lewis, who's
Yeah,
the talent
yeah.
guy, is
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, you're too darn loud, guys.
Sorry, guys. Just
I
put
saw
it on.
a deleted scene, which I'm sure is on the Blu-ray and stuff, of Michael J. Fox just shredding that fucking solo that he plays in the Power of Love, and I assumed for sure it was fake. Like,
Yeah, I
mean,
didn't even-
I
I
had
didn't
heard
even
that
think about it.
I had heard that Michael J. Fox could play guitar, but I didn't really know, the extent of what he could do. But like he was playing that solo for real. I'm sure when the actual cut of the movie, they put the sound in over the top.
Yeah,
For all the people who don't understand how movies work, you can't have a live band sit there and play during a scene because
Doesn't work.
you'll never know where they're going to be when you make your cuts on
Yeah.
the song and all that good stuff. But Michael J. Fox is a better guitar player than me. He probably still is, even with his Parkinson's disease. I bet he's better than me at guitar.
Shred. My daughter threw her first snowball today.
Nice.
It was hilarious.
Isn't she like a month old?
She's almost 4 months.
Okay, yeah. How'd that
She-
work?
Oh, I just had this little bit of snow in my hand, and she was slapping at it and smiling, and then she just kind of looks at it all serious, and then just pushes it off in my hand and smiles. It's like, oh, that's awesome.
So we were just talking about how we might have to write a new song about the morons snorting condoms now.
Yeah.
We have the Laundry Pod song.
Yeah.
It's time to write.
I was telling you, there was a girl I knew in school, and she had a gold chain she wore, and she could snort that thing up her nose and pull it out her mouth, and it was the grossest thing ever.
That's
Did
cool.
she have a wallet hanging off one other side of
That'd
it?
be awesome.
It's like those people that can shoot milk out of their eyes.
I
Like-
saw some Ripley's Believe It or Not way back in the day where a dude could snort popcorn seeds up his nose and then push it out his eye canal. Yeah.
No, like sometimes if I'm blowing my nose and I have my eyes closed, like my eyelid will fill up with air.
Does it fart?
Yeah. It's just like,
like your eyelid flap.
It's
Yeah.
silent but deadly. Hey!
Oh.
I'll allow it.
That's going to be the talk bubble. Silent but deadly.
Wow.
What the fuck is the outro? Fuck this stream.
Dude. Tracy's on fire tonight.
Powered by Rainier.
So speaking of all you retards that are eating laundry pods, we got a song for you.
Whoa, he said the R word.
Yeah. It's called The Fall of Rome.
Rome.
I'm a shitlord like that. I'm edgy. You know how
Yeah,
I
you
roll.
are.
Caught up in the spin cycle, just tossing you around. It's hard to find your purpose when you can't find up or down. You can go to school, you can join the military,
Semper Fi!
or you can just eat laundry soap and try not to die.
Laundry Pod!
Got a hankering for mayhem,
Laundry Pod!
life's lost all meaning.
Laundry Pod!
Do it all for a couple of likes.
Laundry Pod!
Make your dopamine levels spike. Cause when your life ain't shit, do something about it. Get some viscous chemicals, treat them like animals. Eyes roll back, mouth all full of foam. Something tells me this is just like the fall of Rome. For 76 AD, blood spills in the Colosseum. But the sands in the stands don't care. They use bird shit to bleach their hair. Jaded and apathetic, self-absorbed, so detached, debating if the queen's new royal toga is white and gold or blue and black. Meanwhile, the enemy marches right towards the rundown gates. Combination of shock and terror washes across every clueless face. Once again, the cycle continues till the end of time. They say history repeats itself. Well, not if we eat ourselves.
Laundry Pod!
Got a hankering for mayhem.
Laundry Pod!
Life's lost all meaning.
Laundry Pod!
Do it all for a couple of likes.
Laundry Pod!
Make your dopamine levels spike. Cause when your life ain't shit, do something about it. Get some viscous chemicals, treat them like animals. Eyes blurring, liver burst. It's a trip to the ER, better take a selfie first. Eyes roll back, mouth all full of foam. Something tells me this is just like, got a feeling it just might be. Kinda thinking, yeah, this could be the fall of Rome.
So I ate a laundry pod the other day.
Did you do it for real?
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't. I was looking at one in the store.
Did you also put bird shit in your hair?
And I was thinking, I need that.
In case anyone's wondering about that lyric, the ancient Romans really did used to use bird shit to dye their hair because they were all about being Aryan and blonde, apparently. Enough to put pigeon shit in their hair and rub it around.
I feel like we should get Tony to test that theory out.
We got to get the pigeons first, and that's the tough part.
Tony can summon pigeons.
Yeah, that's his superpower.
He's like Bert from Sesame Street. Remember
Exactly.
Bert loved pigeons for some reason?
We
Yeah,
used to have
yeah.
a pet pigeon that didn't live with us when we lived on Creek Street.
That's not
He
a
was-
pet. That's just a fucking pigeon. If it
No,
doesn't
he
live
was our
with you.
pet. His name was Jobin.
Jobin,
Yeah,
like the pigeon from the Bible.
sure. Yeah.
Now that I've been addressed by name and my presence here has been known, I just want to say, Lunchbox, fuck you.
That
Just because you have a superpower
Fair enough.
to like summon pigeons, it's better than I'm a hologram.
Hey,
Fooled you.
we're already past that. That was Spaceballs.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh.
We're done talking about
Which is
Spaceballs.
better than the new Star Wars.
I actually would rather watch Spaceballs than
Father, is it really
Oh, yeah.
you? Would I lie?
What about you guys? Man, we ain't found shit.
suck.
Sir, we've gone from suck to blow. That is family-friendly classic.
They've gone plaid.
It's so
What's
good.
the matter, Colonel Sanders?
Chicken? You can't find that many one-liners
Where's
in
now?
all
We passed
15.
now. When? Just now.
When will now be then? Soon.
The
Star
hell?
Wars
How do you
movies.
read this thing? That's Mr. Coffee, sir. Of course it is. Everyone
Knows
that.
I love my coffee when I'm watching Radar.
Had that dude from Police Academy.
Doesn't everyone know that? Of
course
we
you do, sir.
No, they all cover their balls. That's it. See,
But
we're younger, so my first Mel Brooks movie was Men in Tights, which people who like Mel
yeah.
Brooks thinks that's like his worst movie. So
I love that one.
Yeah.
was
Oh no,
good.
I love it too. Don't get me wrong.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love them all.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein is
Oh,
definitely my
man.
favorite.
Walk this way.
Blazing Saddles all day. I love
I
it.
like
Oh,
some
Blazing
Blazing
Saddles,
Saddles.
super good, yeah.
Hey Blinken, did you say Abe Lincoln? No, I said Hey Blinken.
Thought I felt a draft.
They're all good.
Pumped.
You've lost your arms in battle.
A chew and a sneeze.
Son of a sneeze.
That's what we need. A Mel Brooks Star Wars. If Quentin Tarantino can be redoing the Star Trek movie,
One specific Star Trek episode, which is actually an amazing idea.
oh, I
you
think
guys
it's
know
gonna
about
be
this?
great.
No, what is it?
There's a old Star Trek The Next Generation. This takes a long time to build this up. There's an old Star Trek The Next Generation episode. They get knocked off into this parallel universe where the humans are losing the war to the Klingons, and only like Guinan Tasha Yar, who's already dead in their universe, is still alive. And apparently Quentin Tarantino liked this episode so much, and he was ranting about it. I heard it on the full-length version of just
Oh yeah,
this
no,
one
it's
episode.
happening. And my thing is like, because it's parallel universe, none of it has to be canon.
No,
You
yeah,
do
it can all
whatever the
it can
hell
all be
he
this.
wants.
It's a side. Well, there's a whole side plot that erupts
ends
from
up
this
living,
one, but then
story.
becomes like a Romulan's slave. So in the future, I can't remember any names from anything right now, but
Nerd.
I love me some Star Trek: The Next Generation. I will not apologize for that.
I just want Q to be in it. Like, if Q will show up. Oh man, did you see they finally like said that Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead are the same universe? Yeah,
Why would they do that?
because like the conspiracy Easter egg theorists were like pushing it forever. Because like in one of the first seasons with the like Redneck brothers, one of them had some blue crystal meth.
I have a fun story about Walking Dead. We had just gotten our dog Twist, and we were trying to kennel train her, and me and Kelly were asleep, and we heard her whining from down the stairs a little bit. So I got up, and I went down there, and she had like peeled the top of her head off because she had mange, and we didn't know it. And just this one night, she decided to just go to town on her skull, and she literally like took like all of her hair, and there was like these big giant bloody streaks. Like
I'm
all the way
calling
down her
fucking
face.
PETA.
Yeah.
Zombie.
And then, so for the rest, this was a Saturday, of course, so all the vets were closed Sunday. We had to wait all the way till Monday. So we had to stay up and watch the dog just to make sure she didn't continue to annihilate her head. And when I was doing that, I put on this little show, The Walking Dead, which had just come on to Netflix. So I was sitting there, this is the best show ever. Stop it! Like smacking my dog in here, trying to stop her from scratching her head open. Yeah.
Wow.
But I was super into it. Like, oh my God. So now whenever I think of The Walking Dead, I think of my poor dog and her head sliced open. And we didn't
Worried.
ask for it either. My brother-in-law at the time, just like, he called us up, like, hey, I've got you a dog. We're like, okay, I guess.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
My
We're
parents'
kinda
friends
cat
did that
people,
to
but
me
all right.
with a hamster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they showed up at our house when they were like, "Hey, we got your kid a hamster." I didn't want a hamster,
Congrats.
but I got a hamster.
Hamster, I owned several different rodents, and the hamster was definitely my least favorite
Yeah,
one.
it was awful. It didn't like people. It didn't like being touched. You try to pick it up because, oh, it's cute. Let's pick it up and play with it. And it would screech like the whole time. It'd bite. Like, I didn't even know hamsters bit people. Oh, yeah.
I owned a couple of different rats, and those were awesome pets. Like, rats are actually pretty cool.
I like rats. Ferrets are pretty cool. There's some
Yeah.
ferrets out at one of the boarding kennel places.
I
I could deal with a ferret.
monkeys.
Those are really fun
Was
to
it
pick up and play with.
Before or after you watched
adorable.
that South Park episode?
I didn't
Did
watch
you
it.
know the sea monkeys bite you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then Chase and Justin both got real fish. I didn't.
You got sea
I got
monkeys.
sea monkeys. That was my
These are better because they're monkeys.
wow, thanks, guys.
Dehydrated krill.
Yep, that was it. That was my big.
That's cute.
I don't even think they're really alive. It's just a big conspiracy theory. Just
They
like
don't
little
look
dead
alive. They
shrimp
just look
floating
like,
around.
like shit in the water. The one I want is you can buy jellyfish now. What? Yeah, you can buy these little tanks, and they come with like 3 little jellyfish in them, and then they have lights. And I'm like, man, that's cool. I don't even think
jellyfish
you have
have
to
lights?
feed them. No, like there's lights in the tank.
Oh, okay.
For fuck's
I always
sake.
thought it'd be cool to have a
Come on. Did you not just hear the only aquatic creature I ever owned was sea monkeys? I don't know how things work.
How do you feed them the bananas though?
Very small. You got to chew it up first. Just
Spit it in their mouths.
banana seeds. You just got to fish those puppies out. Shove them down.
Seems like Tony has a weak stomach, actually. Anytime we talk about baby shit or anything remotely disgusting, he starts gagging
Very
over
weak.
there.
Or huff and dust off. I mean,
Yeah, the spraying the dust off. That was a.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, they're right there.
oh man.
Hey, I didn't spray the dust off in your face.
So if you ever get into a situation
I
where
did
Tony
that.
starts summoning the pigeons, just get a can of dust off.
Dust off. It's his
It
Achilles
is his
heel.
kryptonite. Batman shows up, has got a belt full of them.
Yeah.
There's another. We're gonna close with a classic called Johnny Chapter Nowhere. We wrote this in a dark place. This is actually the only song, to my knowledge, that we collaborated on. That me and you
Oh, yeah,
both
probably.
actually wrote it. There's a lot of songs where we both sing, but usually just one of us writes it and then writes the parts for the other person. This song we actually wrote all the lyrics together.
And this is why we only did one.
That's true. And it's not one of my favorite songs either, but people are okay with it. People like the Ted Nugent part.
John was a pretty good kid, did the things all his friends did. Went to church and sang their songs until one day he wandered off. John wanted to start a band, wanted to make a personal stand. Was taking any of their flack and all those people turned their back.
He is right in front of you, but you can't see. He could never ever be so good as you or me. Things got tough, you turned your back, you were his only friend. Now John Chapter Nowhere's running through your head again. Where does it say to judge before you judge yourself? Where does it say to shun the one who's on the run from you? Where does it say these things? It's a conspiracy, even though it proves itself. He is right in front of you, but you can't see. He could never ever be so good as you or me. Things got tough, you turned your back, you were his only friend. Now John Chapter Nowhere's running through your head again. You're to blame for the animosity aimed at you. Now can't you see that you've gone wrong? It should be a shelter for all those kids who don't belong. Those kids who don't belong. Those kids who don't belong. But you can't see. He is right in front of you, but you can't see. He is right in front of you, but you can't see. He is right in front of you.
It's working.
And the outro's working.
Working.
Now you can finally
It's a
see the
miracle.
man who's
We
behind all
did
this
it.
amazing production.
Wow.
Production
We did it.
engineer
What a guy.
Lee Freeman,
Lee
the
Freeman.
greatest,
Some
the man,
bitches.
the legend.
Oh,